Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be resuming our normal-ish kind of routine of content because we do have a new legendary hero coming in a couple days, and now that I have made this video and it has been uploaded for more than 3 hours, we'll probably get a reveal trailer pretty quickly because that's typically how things roll. But quick shout out, if you have not seen some of the Katsucon 2020 coverage that I did, if you're into interviews with voice actors, then you will love the videos that I have for Cherami, Leigh and Mendez. Those are on the channel if you want to check those out. I think they're in a playlist at the very front page of here, so if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. Just a shameless plug because I put a lot of time into those. Anyway, let's look at this, shall we? Because it's there's a lot of predictions, as you can see. So let's start with what we know, right? February Heroes. Erica, Sothis. No Marth. Marth got bumped to like April or May. Either way. Pretty bummed, because I needed one Sothis and 2 Marths to get them both to +10, which is a passion project of mine at this point. And a lot of you were also very disappointed by this move. So there's that. Blue, we are going to be having Azura and Julia. Green, we're looking at Lynn and Gunthra. And then to round out, we have Colorless with Duma and Alm. Fancy. So let me preface this with a couple of things. We learned a little while back that occasionally they're going to use mythic and legendary banners to kind of fill in units that were left off of skills banners. They're not really using them to progress the next line of special heroes that pop up. And this was evident in the last double special banner that we have. I don't know if it's still happening right now. But it showcased, I had the 2 colorless picks correct. It used all the ones that were backed up, that being mainly summer units. But it also introduced Dancer Nephany. And it also introduced, who was it? Dancer Reinhardt. He was on there as well. And then we also had Halloween Mia, which was kind of a weird thing. But I did get both of the colorless units right. And I think what that means is they are now using those double special banners as kind of a pseudo legendary mythic banner. That's not to say that we're not going to be seeing newer special heroes show up on legendary banners, but I think more than likely what's going to be happening is we're going to see duo heroes on legendary and mythics more often once those kind of get into position. So I think what they're going to be doing is using normal-ish kind of and special duo heroes in place of just the normal spread of special units that we would normally see. So, for what that's worth. That means we have more to look at for possible color candidates. Great. So let's go ahead and take a look. Red, I think there's a very strong possibility that it would be Hubert. If I didn't think the legendary hero was going to be a red unit. We'll talk about that in a second. But if it is, I think it's probably Hubert. Another option would be Elysian Traveler Olivia. She could have been a candidate for the Stance banner. It was not on there. So that kind of leads me to believe that maybe there's a possibility she'd be on there. Honestly, though, given that we've had Hilda, female Byleth, all the house leaders, that kind of group, the only 2 left are actually Hubert and Petra. So I feel like that's a pretty good bet that if we have a third filler for red, it's probably going to be Hubert. Additionally, for blue, we're probably looking at Petra for the same, if not similar reasons, and Fallen Berkut. Why they put Thea on the Stance banner is beyond me. I feel like it was a very missed opportunity to put Berkut on there. But either way, that's kind of who I think we're looking at. Probably, I mean, Fallen Berkut makes some sense. I mean, Duma's on the banner. That would be kind of like funny to have him on there as well. Petra, I think, makes more sense at this point, and they're just not going to rerun Berkut for that whatever purpose. But I genuinely thought they were going to put him on the stance banner, and they went with Thea instead, who wasn't even on my list of things that I was thinking about for being on the banner. So I don't know. The IS makes questionable decisions every now and then, and this was, in my opinion, one of them, because Thea is Thea, but Berkut is obviously Berkut. Anyway, I think more than likely it's probably going to be Petra. I think that's more than likely who we're looking at. If you were looking forward to Fallen Berkut getting rerun, it's not over necessarily. He can still pop on there, but it's... I don't know. Green gets questionable. Red was pretty much a lock. Blue gets it's guess. Green is very questionable. So here's what we're looking at. Initially, I thought it would be Nagi, because Nagi makes the most sense, because after the most recent dance banner, we had that weird kind of banner with Sirius and Fina and Nagi. Right? So the problem is Nagi was just recently on a Valor's banner for Dragon Valor. And that was like literally 2 weeks ago. Well, three weeks ago is when it started. We'll give it some kind of credit, but either way, that's very, very soon, and I don't think they're going to rerun her for that reason. Next up on the possibilities would then be, if you can believe it, this previous year's Halloween banner just a couple months ago with Halloween La Rochelle. That's definitely possible. As you can see, we have not had any special units being represented. Last month, we only had just the one, which I think was Picnic Lucas. So it's very possible that we only have one special unit this time around. Wouldn't be surprised. It could be Halloween La Rochelle. I feel like that's maybe the most likely. The other reason why I have Summer Tiki on here, Summer Adult Tiki, I should clarify. She has the Axe Valor skill, which again, Valor skills was a banner at the beginning of the month. She was left off of it. So for similar reasons, like Berkut, like Elysian Traveler Olivia, I feel like she couldn't really be a candidate for that because it was a normal Heroes banner. All skills banners are, at least for now. That could change in the future. Probably not, but maybe. So if they were going to try and sneak in another kind of Valor unit from that banner that had no chance of actually being on it, this would be an opportunity to do so with Summer Adult Tiki. But ultimately, I think more than likely we're looking at La Rochelle. More than likely, that's what I think. And then the Colorless unit. This is where things go off the rails. I know you guys are looking at that Halloween Sakura like, what? Yeah, I know. Me too. For what it's worth, I don't think Halloween Sakura is likely going to be on the banner. I think it's likely going to be Makoto instead, much to my dismay. But either way, that is... Makoto would technically be up after Loki, who was the most random unit I think that we've had so far pop into one of these legendary mythical banners. I don't know why... I do not know why Loki was on it. I do not know why Loki was on it. But technically, along that trajectory, the next banner would have been the Adrift banner. And then that's how we get Makoto. Hooray. IS would absolutely put Makoto on a banner just to spite me too. Not that I think they're aware of me, but maybe my game itself is becoming self-aware. Halloween Sakura, stance skill, again, similar reason for these guys here. There may also be like a Valor skill, like a Bow Valor or something like that pops on here as well. I could have listed many colorless options, but I decided to go with these two kind of random ones because genuinely I don't know that they have a real pattern for colorless at this point. I mean they just missed their opportunity with Dancer Nephany, and they put her on the double special anyway. So I don't really know where their head's at as far as that goes. Like, that would have been a pretty easy lock for this month for Colorless. If you've not noticed, it's kind of a struggle to find Colorless units to put on these banners now. We don't really have that many legendary or mythicals to go along with it. It's becoming a challenge, and I don't know why they wasted a slot with the double special with Dancer Neff. Could have easily gone back and grabbed somebody from yesteryear, but they didn't, and I was right about that. I'm sad now because these get a lot harder to kind of pick out. But if I had to take a guess, I would say, here, we'll narrow it down a little bit. I would say we're probably looking at something akin to this as our representation here. And again, I'm very bummed that we don't have Fallen Recruit, but pending the next legendary hero, that's kind of who I'm thinking we're going to have for our Colorless slots. Now, let's get into the reason you're all here. Or maybe this is the reason you're here. I don't know. Anyway, first up on the block, and I'm going to preface this, green would be a really easy one to kind of pick out for this, but because we know that Marth got bumped this month to something else, that every time they've done that, every time they've done this little update note patch thing, it's always been because that new mythical legendary hero is going to be that color, and they needed to free up a slot. Sorry, Hubert, they're not trying to free up a slot for you. I'm sorry, they're just not doing that. So what I think we're going to be looking at, it's possible that we have finally the coveted male sword Corrin. Legendary unit, of course. Probably sword infantry is what I would stake him as being on. And the reason I say that is because we got a legendary Robin who was female, and we got a male Robin who technically is Grima, but is the Fallen version. So we have a female Fallen Corrin version, which means, by very little evidence, we would have a legendary male Corrin. Makes total sense, right? So I think he's always a very strong candidate. I'm going to throw Seliph in here too, just because. Because whenever I don't guess like a very retro unit, IS likes to throw egg on my face and make me look foolish. No, I think Seliph is here. I think it's, I think it would be poetic. Not necessarily reason-based, but poetic if Julia was also on this banner with Seliph when he debuted. But again, there's no evidence backing that up whatsoever. And then finally, I think the most likely candidate, if I had to pick, is probably Legendary Byleth. It is, I don't think by coincidence that we had, if you recall the last FEH channel, we had Lysithea show up at the very end of it, and then we also had, in the Japanese version, I guess, the voice actor of Sethith speaking. So there's a very, very good chance that the next banner that we're going to have on, I think it's the 5th of March, I think it's when that comes up, it's beginning of March. I think more than likely that's going to be a Three Houses banner. I think it's going to be a Normal Heroes banner. I think it's probably going to introduce those guys. And I think above all else, we are likely going to be having a Three Houses legendary unit shift into that. So more than likely it will be Time Skip Byleth, or like different hair colored Byleth. But I don't. It's very, you know, it's when you think something's pretty set in stone, you suddenly have thoughts that make you think otherwise. This is one of those moments, to be honest. But either way, I'm gonna lock in on this prediction right here. Sorry, Hubert, wherever you are. There you are. I found you. Bye, Hubert. So this is who I think we're going to be seeing on the banner this month. But these are my predictions, not yours. So let me know in the comments what you guys think we're going to be seeing for our next legendary unit. Who do you think we're going to be seeing on the banner? I'm most interested in what you think about the colorless slots. to be honest. I'm interested in all of it, but I'm mostly curious about what you think we're going to be seeing for the Colorless unit, because that is super bizarre. Watch it just be some random legendary bow unit that we get, because all this thought and planning means nothing. Anyway, that's it for now. These are my predictions. Let me know yours in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not checked out the Katsucon interviews I had with Cherami, Leigh, and Erica Mendez, you absolutely should go see those. And that is it for now. I gotta get ready for a stream so that this can go live after said stream, and that's all in the past now, so that means nothing to you. Anyway, thanks again, and I will catch you next time.